Hi,
Hi.
everyone.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Family
Welcome.
Night.
Hey, everybody. I'm Megan,
And I'm Kirsten.
and together we are Ex-Mormon Snark.
We are
And
trading our
tonight,
testimonies. Oh, I was doing my part. I'm like, trading
oh
our
yeah, do your part.
testimonies. Trading testimonies for the truth bombs.
And spilling all the Mormon tea and coffee and tobacco. And look, everyone, Jesus touched my water.
Yeah, he did. I
He
have
did.
to say, this is one of my more favorite concoctions that I
I
came up with.
agree.
So I'm
Yeah,
very not mad at it. So
I like
cheers
it.
to
It's very nice.
delicious. Yes. Cheers to delicious beverages
Delicious beverages.
and kings that pretend that they're good, but they're really kind of jerks.
Yeah, they're
I
really
said
kind
it.
of jerks. Jesus
So,
is an alcoholic, says Trevor
uh,
Larson. Love it.
I mean, you're not wrong. So, oh, I'm
Well,
gonna
I
sip
mean,
mine again. I'm sorry. I'm really enjoying this. I got a new red blend. I was telling you about it
Megan.
earlier,
My name is
Megan.
Megan.
I know. I was about to say my sister Megan. Oh, well, now you know my sister's name. Whoops.
Oh, whoops.
I That happens a lot. It's spelled the same way, so I almost said Megan and I stopped myself. But I was telling Megan about it that I created this recipe because I had this red blend and I thought, it would be delicious. So here we are.
Red
Cheers.
wine and cognac together, or
Brandy.
brandy. Did you do
Yeah.
cognac or brandy?
I just
I
did
did brandy.
brandy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did too. But
So,
I chose a Pinot Noir
yes.
for my, and because Pinot's a little bit of a sweeter grape, and I thought that it would work well with the brandy, which I was not wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Yeah.
I like the lemon in it too to kind of like
Hmm.
make it a little bit more tangy. I'm just,
Yeah.
this is going to be trouble, you guys.
You know what, Trevor? It blows my mind also how many people on shows with me say my name wrong. But also,
So,
it's a daily occurrence.
oh, yeah.
Anytime that I order anything from any sort of a place where they're like, "Can I have a name for the order?" And I'm like, "Megan," and they're like, "Megan," and I'm like, "Yep,
You called me Kristen the other day.
I
So for
did. I'm so
everyone
sorry."
everyone
But to
in the
be
back,
fair,
I tried to stop myself. And my sister's name is Megan. It is hard. I'm like,
it is really
Megan.
difficult for anybody who has a Megan in their life. It's difficult for them to call me by the proper name.
Yeah.
But what I do want to say also about calling you Kristen is that I am mildly dyslexic. Kirsten. Sometimes it looks like
Yeah.
KRI. I can't, I don't think I've ever shared that with anybody before. But I
I'm
am
sorry.
sick, and sometimes yeah, I mess up.
I'm sorry that I outed you. But I also
It's
outed
okay.
myself a little bit. So here we
It's
are.
Well, I am very, very sad to tell you, Kirsten, in this moment that I do not have a chapter in my Book of Mormon reader about Zeniff at all. Zeniff is
Do
not
you
mentioned.
not?
No.
So does yours go directly to King Noah?
Yes, it does. It goes right to Abinadi and King Noah because I think that's the more important story according to Mormonism. So,
But I don't wanna do King Noah this week. I have a special
no,
cocktail, that I made
I
just for a Benedict.
I want you to do the Zeniff episode because we also are going to have to go to churchofjesuschrist.org to find out what they're saying about it nowadays.
Oh, so stupid. But, yeah, guys, I am excited for the treat for King Noah and Abinadi because he spoiler alert, Abinadi is eh, he's like a Salem witch. So and
It's
they're
it's a,
really yeah, it's
it's a bit
intense.
of a difficult story.
Yes, there are pictures in mine that I think are rather graphic for children.
I do too.
showing what happened. So, yeah. But I do have a fire whiskey cocktail.
I
So,
am okay. So let me just say this right now. Um,
yes, please.
I am not a fan of Fireball whiskey at all. In fact, I'm not a fan of any kind of flavored whiskey because I believe it
We
is a
know.
bastardization. We know you're bougie. We get it. Um, but I will say this: if you go with a nice foolproof bourbon, you get a nice little burn. And
That's
it's
true.
better. It's way better than a Fireball. Just saying.
Well, I'm still going to use Fireball because it was inspired by one of my favorite cereals, which is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. So,
I feel like we could probably find a cinnamon flavored cocktail that would be better than that.
Megan, if you would like to contribute, no one has ever told you no.
I know, I know. I mean, the division of labor that we have here is that so far, Kirsten has chosen almost all of the cocktails except for one where I did
Oh,
contribute
that's
and I
true.
said I felt like we should have something seafaring. Um, yeah. But yeah. I mean, I think we make a good
Yeah,
team.
absolutely. I mean, the fact that we still come every Monday night and record plus during the week and we talk kind of often, I mean, I think that just
Yeah.
goes to show we work well together and we enjoy it, which is the whole point of it. Because who wants to have,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a channel can be a lot of work. And when you enjoy it and enjoy doing it with someone that you enjoy talking to and being around, it makes it a lot easier.
It really
So,
does make it a lot easier because on my other channel, where it's just me, I have to say I don't like working with me all the time. Sometimes I'm mad at
same.
me for the things that me does when me doesn't have their stuff together. So I
Yeah.
appreciate coming here where my collaborator actually helps me. I feel like on the other channel, my collaborator is actively working against me,
I understand.
trying to get stuff done. So
Yeah. It is nice to have someone to bounce ideas off because I've told Megan this for my other channel. There's been so many times I've recorded full things and deleted them within like 5 minutes. I'm like, my voice sounds weird. I hate that. Delete.
well, to
So,
be fair,
yeah.
I just have to say, Kirsten, there have been so many times when I've recorded full things as recently as last week and then just scrapped the entire thing because I hated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so, I mean, it's what's great about this is that you and I, as different as we are also the same in so many ways.
Yeah.
And I think we complement each other and we have fun together. And like that is what I
Yeah.
appreciate about this is that we can create a space where people don't have to just be on the team of one person. It's kind of like some of
Yeah.
us identify with you way more than they identify with me and vice versa. And so, we have a collaborative
We do.
condition here. I like it.
Yeah. I love it. So,
And to that
anyway,
end, we should say we're very close to being monetized.
like
And
super, super close.
the reason I'm actually super excited about that is because then we can offer merch. And I'm so excited about the merch that we're going to offer
Me,
because it's, in my humble opinion, I think it's going to be fantastic. I'm so
I
excited.
know. Well,
I can't
between
wait
you
to
and
order
me,
our own merch.
I know, right? Between you and me and all of the, 5 people are here live or whatever.
Hey, we have 21 people, Kirsten. Let's not dismiss any of them. We're glad you're
And I
here,
appreciate No, I
especially
really am.
especially considering that Mormon Stories is live right now with an important story that I think everybody
Yeah.
should go watch later. And also, I think Mormonish is also live with kind of the same story right now. So a lot of our audience might be over there. So if you're watching this on the
Yeah.
replay, thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking the time to watch us, even though you're not live with us. So
Yes, I did see what the topic was. And even for me, just today was kind of a crazy day. I was feeling like it was heavy. So I'm glad we're talking about this now or us having fun now because then when I'm in a better place, I can go and watch Mormon stories because I am curious. but
Yeah.
I need a minute. It's a heavy topic. And
I love John DeLynn. I love Cara Burrell. It is a heavy topic.
absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. And if any of you guys saw my short I posted not too long ago, me and Megan have talked about it a little bit, and I would love to do a longer episode. You saw it, didn't you, Megan?
Yeah.
It's what we talked about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts. Things that even when
yes.
I told Megan about, she was not aware of. And I was like, you didn't know about this? We need to talk about it. Because I did, and I was just kind of venting, and she was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, we need to do a deep dive. So,
Yes. Oh my gosh.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But
It is
anyways, now that
ridiculous. If you don't know what
we
we're
sh-
talking about, you should go to the channel and just watch all of our shorts. Just do that.
the most recent one is just the church offers free English classes, and they have this program that you can come and learn English for free. But it's really just a missionary program, and the person who is in charge of it has a precarious background, to say the least, that the church has actively tried to cover up a lot. But I know what he did, and you can still find it online very easily.
Yeah.
So I just think it's something that is interesting and definitely talks a little bit or explains a little bit more why some things in the church are ran the way they are. So,
Yep.
anyways. Okay.
We did not have an opening prayer or an opening song.
That's because we haven't started the lesson yet. This was just chitter chatter.
Opening song always comes first, and then opening prayer, right?
Yes. Yes.
So,
what song would you like to sing, Megan?
I don't know, honestly. Is there a song about false prophets that we could sing? I mean, there is the Follow the Prophet song, but this
but I hate that one.
Technically is not. Well, I do too, because you know why you say follow the prophet like 463 times.
He knows the way.
Apparently. Trevor Larson is always trying to get us to freestyle rap. And at one of these things, we will do it. Yeah. But not tonight.
When we hit 100,000 subscribers.
Okay. Then we will both do a freestyle rap together. Spoiler alert, we're planning a live show. It's going to happen.
As in person with people that can come if they want to.
Yes, with people in the audience. And you know what? Even if people don't show up, we're still going to do it because it will just be fun.
100%. I'll be like, this is just practice, man. The light guy can pay attention to us. I don't care. Or gal.
Yeah.
We are equal opportunity theater technicians.
Oh my gosh. All right. So,
okay.
I mean, we could at least talk about the Follow the Prophet song because we can't sing it. We'll get copyright stricken.
Yes.
Sorry.
Oh God, what did you do? Of course.
My dog is sighing at me.
He's like really upset.
What? Go away. You don't have to. Anyways, I'm sorry. So the Follow the Prophet song.
I only remember the chant, follow the prophet.
Okay, well, I'll tell you about my favorite part. So the Follow the Prophet song has a verse for each one of the Book of Mormon prophets.
Yes.
And my favorite thing was that I had these snarky little kids in primary one time who were the kids of the most straight-laced member of the church that I've ever known. And I think you know who I'm talking about, Kirsten. I love her.
Text it to me. Now I
you know who I'm talking about. Gospel doctrine teacher, seminary teacher.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
I love her.
Yes.
I have nothing bad to say about her whatsoever, but very, very conservative, very straight-laced. Okay.
Yes.
But her kids, her boys especially, were a little bit wild sometimes. And in primary, they came up with their own version of this song. So,
I'm so excited.
The Follow the Prophet song goes from Adam was a prophet, Noah was a prophet, Jonah was a prophet,
Jonah,
But
yeah.
and it goes through all the biblical prophets and then the Book of Mormon prophets.
Right.
So Jonah was a
Yeah.
prophet, tried to run away, but he later learned to listen and obey. Do you guys remember the story of Jonah and the whale? He was sent to Nineveh. He did not want to go. So he was swallowed by a whale and then spit out later, right? So Jonah was a prophet, tried to run away, but he later learned to listen and obey. When we shoot, I
When
lost
we
this little
something
part.
follow, the Lord won't let his
The
no.
Lord
Because it
won't let
has
us
to
fail
fail. That's what Jonah learned deep down
deep
inside the
down
whale.
inside the whale. And then the chorus goes, follow the prophet, follow the prophet. These little
Follow the
boys,
prophet.
every time that we sang the Jonah verse, would say, swallow the prophet, swallow the prophet. And I
Megan.
had to leave the room because I couldn't laugh in front of them, and I also could not reprimand them because I was laughing too hard.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
I love
swallow
that.
the
Thank you for
prophet.
sharing.
You're welcome. So
I
that was the opening
like
song.
you opened up a memory for me, a core memory, because I truly was like, I only remember the chorus. And as soon as you said that, it was like all the verses came flooding back to my brain. And now
Right.
that's gonna be like a little earworm for the rest of the night, I'm sure.
Well,
So
it's better than what I had in my brain earlier today, which was Holiday Road. So you're welcome.
that's true. That is true.
Yeah. So I think the opening prayer should be like, let these earworms leave our head before we go to bed so we can sleep.
Amen.
Amen.
All right. Well, tonight, brothers and sisters, we'll be discussing the prophet Zeniff. Zeniff? Zeniff?
I always said it Zeniff, but I don't know. I mean, there's a pronunciation guide in the Book of Mormon, but do we care?
I know I don't. He's a made up. Okay.
Yeah, he's a made up character.
For all of those
Not real.
wondering, he is not a real person. The story I'm about to share with you is, in fact, Jesus fan fiction written, written by someone who loved the idea of cults. So let us
Yeah.
begin. Also, I would love to say really quick, because as we get into this story, and since Megan doesn't have it, I get to have the microphone.
Oh, you do.
Hello. No,
Congratulations.
the thing about thank you. The story of Zeniff, what I thought as a kid, and me and Megan talked about this earlier, he's portrayed as like a very righteous prophet who like led the Nephites and followed God and did all these wonderful things, right? But as I was reading it, I'm like, Zeniff's kind of a dick. Like, I know this is all made up, but like, even for being made up, I almost feel like they were trying to portray him still a different way. It was like, as if someone rewrote history. I don't know. Or like you had said before, like if you think about it as Joseph Smith is the hero in every story, sees himself as the main character, then yeah, it's like this guy did some stuff that's probably not too nice, and it's framed as he was a righteous king. So
Exactly. If you look at everything in the Book of Mormon through the lens that Joseph Smith is the main character, everything makes so much more sense.
yes. Megan, help your dog. Oh my God.
She is perfectly fine. She is sitting here right next to me. And what she wants is for me to let her outside so that she can go investigate the skunk smells that are coming from the fence. And I do not want her to go out there because she will get sprayed. And then I will be out of business for like 6 business days. So,
yeah, okay. I'll allow it.
Thank you. I appreciate thank you. Thank you.
I learned that from some bishops. All right. Zeniff, the not nice king that everybody says is. Okay. Zeniff and a group of Nephites left their homes in Zarahemla and traveled to the land of Nephi, where the other Nephites once lived. They found Lamanites living there. Zeniff and 4 of his men went into the city to talk to the king. They asked King Laman if they could live in his land. So they left where they were living and moved somewhere else onto other people's land and said, yo, can we live here? And this king actually, I think, was pretty nice. King Laman said they could have 2 of his cities. The king wanted them to live in his land so he could make them slaves.
Oh, so he was like, yeah, go ahead and live in our land, but we're going to make you slaves.
Correct. So that's the king. That's them, right? But I want to know what was wrong with their land they were in. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say because Joseph could not come up with a compelling reason to say, we're going to come live in your land. And everyone would be like, oh, okay, that seems fair. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Zeniff's people built homes and fixed the walls around their cities. They had planted many kinds of grain and fruit. They also had flocks of animals. King Laman told his people that the Nephites were becoming too powerful. Soon, many Lamanites went to attack the Nephites and steal their animals and crops. Wouldn't want those people to get too powerful, apparently. And then decide to...
Got to steal some stuff.
Right. The Nephites ran to the city of Nephi. There, Zeniff armed the people with bows and arrows, swords, clubs, and slings. That's a lot. They went to fight.
What, no scimitars?
And not Laban's sword.
Right? Laban, where is Laban's sword at this point?
With the scriptures, get your head out of your ass.
Call me out, Kiki.
I'm sorry. Remove your head from your sphincter. This is why I shouldn't make delicious cocktails when I'm in charge. All right. Before they fought, oh, here's the key. Before they fought, the Nephites prayed, asking God for help. God blessed the Nephites with extra strength, and they defeated the Lamanites. So, if you ever pray for strength or to win a football game and you lose, God doesn't love you.
Oh, is that where we got extra strength Tylenol from? Because they prayed for extra strength?
I mean, and that gives autism now, apparently. So, I mean, we're all sorts of screwed up.
All right, let's not go down that rabbit hole right now.
To be clear, I know. Sorry if everybody leaves. That was, no, I rewind. This is why we don't do things live.
Kirsten retracts her statement. Valkyrie, seriously.
Right. Okay. So here's the picture of them praying. Can we all see it? Because they are the goods. And so they pray and they're going to get strength.
Okay,
after the battle,
continue. I can hear you. I am going to let my dogs out before they freak out. So I will be right back.
All right.
But continue, please.
Okay. After the battle, Zeniff put guards around the Nephite cities. He wanted to protect his people and their animals from the Lamanites. I mean, that's fair. The Nephites lived in peace for many years. The men worked in the fields and the women spun thread and made clothes.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's all they do is spin thread and make clothes, which here you can see them very relaxed, spinning the thread.
Yeah, because that's all they had to do.
Exactly.
I'm sure they didn't also have to gather water, make fires, make the food 3 times a day, wash the clothing, care for the men. Like, sorry.
Yeah. Anyways. Okay, they lived in peace for many years. We got that, blah, blah, blah. King Laman died and his son became king. The new king sent his army to fight the Nephites. The Nephites again received...
were bad at this point, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, because they go back and forth, you know?
Yes. So the new king, King Laman died. His son became king. The new king sent his army to fight the Nephites. The Nephites again received strength from the Lord. They killed many Lamanites, and the rest ran away. And that's
So,
it.
just so that we're clear, it's cool to kill Lamanites at this point.
Right.
And we're glad that the rest of them ran away, because if they hadn't, they would have been killed also, right?
They would have been killed also. So that's the end of that story, which is remarkably short because I remember reading that story, and that's not really all of it. I mean, they just did one little picture that's like the Nephites prayed, asked God for help, God gave them strength. And that happened a couple times, right? But it's like it talks about how they were like given a bunch of strength and they killed a bunch of Lamanites, so much that the Lamanites were scared and they ran away in terror. Like it goes into way more detail in the Book of Mormon. And to me, I feel like it's a little unfair to say that Zeniff was a good guy because he's the one that was like, hey, let us live in your city. And the guy's like, okay, you can have two. And then he's like, okay, also, we're going to kill everybody if you try to take our flocks or anything, which maybe they just could have shared. I don't know. I feel like there's more to that story. We just don't know.
Yeah, I really
So,
find it suspicious that the king was like, there were some immigrants coming in, right? And they were like, we
yeah,
want to live here. And he was like, cool,
yeah,
take of my cities.
yeah.
But
Just
the
kidding.
real reason he did it was because he wanted them to be slaves.
Yeah. I mean, this is just a messed up story. And also about
It's
Zeniff, I thought this too. The next chapter is about King Noah, who
right.
is
It
a
was a
bad
wicked
guy.
king. He's a very
Yeah,
bad king. Not to be confused with Noah and the ark,
correct.
who
This is a Book of Mormon Noah. So,
Book of Norman. So, I mean, first of all, Joseph Smith wasn't super good at making up fictional names. So
no.
he reused some things. Um,
Yes.
but also he wasn't really super good at telling stories. And
No.
what I found really interesting, I didn't know this until after I left the church, but um, Joseph Smith's actual mother, Lucy Mack Smith,
Mhm.
um, reported that Joseph loved to tell tall tales like this, in the front parlor of the family home every
Right.
night. Like, this is what they
Yeah.
did for entertainment, is that Joseph Smith, they would finish dinner, they'd all sit down in front of the fire, and Joseph would entertain them with stories about Indians and the mound builder myth
Yep.
and ancient people and traveling across the sea and wars and rumors of wars. And so he basically had this entire plot formulated in his head before he ever formed a religion and started
Oh,
to write the
yeah.
Book of Mormon.
I think he was working the audience. He was seeing what stories
Yes,
hit, which ones didn't,
exactly.
really making it what it was. But I
Right.
also wanted to say when King Noah became, he was a bad king. It says here, Zeniff was a righteous king, and then he blessed his son to be king. I don't think you just turn evil overnight. You're telling me Zeniff
No,
didn't know that maybe his son was kind of an asshole? I'm just saying. So he's like, my Nepo baby will be fine to take over the land. He's kind of a jerk, but he's my son, so it will be fine. And then it was not fine. So I mean,
right.
if Zenoph's putting up with that crap, it just goes again to my theory that maybe he wasn't that great of a guy. But again, this is all fan fiction of Joseph. So does it all really matter at the end of the day? Who
Well,
knows?
okay, so I just want to say, like, as far as Bible fan fiction goes, this is the only
Yeah,
instance of Bible fan fiction that I'm aware of, other than like the Apocrypha, right? So
right.
all I have to say is that, for somebody who is trying to craft moral stories, stories with some kind of a moral, um, meaningful ending to them, something that we can
Yes.
learn from.
Yes.
If we just look at it from that standpoint, there are some things that you could take away from the Book of Mormon that are like, huh, that's probably a useful thing. But it's nothing
Yeah.
new. It's not
Yeah.
anything that we couldn't learn from another source. And
Yeah.
then I'm going to just push back on this, Trevor Larson. Joe had an amazing imagination for 1820. All he was doing was repeating myths that had already been told at that time. The mound builder
Yeah.
myths were already there, thinking like, oh, there were these people that had these great mounds, and it was because of all the wars and bodies buried.
Yeah.
And there's an entire book called A View of the Hebrews, which is about a family that left Jerusalem and came to the Americas. That
Yep.
entire book is basically the same as the main plot points for the Book of Mormon. So when you look at it through that lens, it's like he basically took these stories that he was making up in the front parlor every Sunday and superimposed them onto the template of View of the Hebrews. And so
Yep.
if you look at it from that standpoint, it's like, he mixed together some stuff that he was like, who's going to know? It's 1820. There's no internet. These people are not going to talk to each other and figure this out. What are the odds that somebody read View of the Hebrews and also read the Book of Mormon? He's like, they're never going to know.
Yeah.
And if 1820 had continued to be 1820, he would have been fine. Like the prevailing wisdom is that basically Mormonism was made for 1820 to 1840 people in the Middle Americas, basically.
Yes, correct. And then the only way to make the rest of it make sense moving forward was to tell people to not read anything that the church hadn't put out themselves.
Right.
So, I mean, it's ridiculous. I highly encourage anyone to look up View of the Hebrews, because when I saw that, I had already deconstructed quite a bit, but when I saw that, I was like, what?
That was one of the things that really got to me. One of them was Fawn Brody's No Man Knows My History.
Yeah.
Being somebody who did middle school and high school years in New England and knowing like the mentality of, that part of the country and hearing what he was like before he found the plates. And then, that No Man Knows My History combined with the View of the Hebrews narrative, the final straw on the camel's back for me was the Secret Mormon Meetings of 1922, which that's something we should go through, Kirsten. We really should, because it was basically a faithful LDS historian named B.H. Roberts, who he was a historian. So he was investigating all of these things. He was investigating the truth claims of the Book of Mormon and all of that. He wrote a 132-page paper about all of the problems in the Book of Mormon, which included the historicity of the Book of Mormon. It included the truth claims. It included like things like, we didn't know how to make nails at this time. And when Nephi built the boat, he would have needed a lot of those. And so that doesn't really fit. So he put all of this stuff into a big paper and he came and presented it to the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. And do you know what they did, Kirsten?
I do. Put it in the chat.
What did they do?
No, first, I want to see a couple people put in the chat what they think he did. I'm sure you can guess, but be creative. It'll be fun.
Like
we'll be fun here.
Yeah. Somebody coming in to the main church headquarters and saying, I don't think that the Book of Mormon, I think the Book of Mormon has a lot of problems because nails, horses, silk, steel, all of these things, the Book of Mormon names that weren't really around at this part of time. And so they did what Mormons always do, which was not excommunication yet.
Not at first.
They were scared and they did ignore him, because what they did is that they each stood up and bore their testimony of the truthfulness of the Book of Mormon.
And that's why he was wrong.
So they listened to all of this feedback, and the brethren were like, I hear what you're saying, but what I'm going to say instead
you're
is that I
wrong.
know that Joseph Smith was a prophet of God, and I know the Book of Mormon is the most correct book on the planet Earth. And then,
Yeah.
in very predictable Mormon fashion, they sent him on a
They hit
mission.
it.
Goodbye.
Well, and they hit it. They hit everything he ever
Well,
wrote.
yes, but the first thing they did, though, so he went to the Quorum of the 12
Yeah.
and he presented all this, and they were like, I'm going to stand up and bear my testimony, because look, no matter what you
Yeah.
say, at the end of the day, Joseph Smith was a prophet of God. Then he was like, okay, that didn't go well. He's like, let me go to some of my friends in Salt Lake that have brains. Let me go to the big brains of the Salt Lake area. All of the intellectual people. And so they basically had a house party where he was like, brothers and sisters, let me tell you what I found. And they were like, that seems like a big problem, but we didn't really know what to do with that. And he was like,
Right?
and then the next thing you know, he's having a missionary farewell, and they're like, bye, Brother Roberts.
Bye.
We love you.
Go teach someone.
We hope nobody ever finds your writings. And then they, buried his writings.
Yeah.
So
I would love to, at this point, share a story.
Please do.
Because I love stories. This is a very personal story to me. No, it's not super personal, but it is funny. So I attended the Lord's University, Brigham Young University. I do have a bachelor's. I even have a certificate showing.
I want to see it one of these days, but you can
I have to
your last name.
find it actually. But I know where the blue thing is, but I took it out and hung it up. But in my office, I just needed my financial certificates, so I didn't hang up my degree, which I probably should have. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. I don't want people to know I used to be Mormon. Anyways. So at BYU, you have to take certain number of religion classes, specifically at least one per semester.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I had one of he might have been the only non-LDS religion professor at BYU. And so I specifically took.
Wait a second. I'm sorry. They hired a non-LDS religion professor? How did he pass the interview with the
if
general
you listen,
authorities?
I will tell you. So pretty much.
Sorry, I'll be quiet now.
No, you're fine. I pretty much interviewed, well, not interviewed, but I asked around about all my professors when I was at BYU, because I truly did have a very hard time because I wanted to have an education, an intellectual education, and I was feeling very forced to have a religious education. But I was told by my parents that I could go to a religious university, BYU basically, or I could live at home and go to a local university. And as Megan knows, in San Antonio, there's not a ton of options for really wonderful universities, especially when I was accepted to literally every university I applied to. But that's neither here nor there. So I was like, I'm at BYU. I need an education, make the best of it. So anytime I found out.
Back in that day, UTSA was not as cool as it is now.
That is true. That is very true. So I apologize. UTSA has become pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. But, plus I wanted to leave home, all of the things. Okay, so pretty much any time I found out there was a non-LDS professor, they were few and far between, I would take a class from them. So when I found out there was a non-Mormon, he was actually Catholic, he was very upfront about that, professor teaching only Old and New Testament. He was not allowed to teach any other books. I took both Old and New Testament from him. And what I liked about him is he was basically at his core a historian. And so he would talk about all of these places. He'd spent extensive time, in Jerusalem and Israel looking into all of these things. I mean, this guy, he was just fantastic. I learned so much from him. But he would have people that would ask historical questions about the Book of Mormon, and you could tell he was kind of holding back, but there were times he was like, I personally have never seen any historical evidence of the Book of Mormon, but I also haven't really looked for it firsthand. Like, you could see he was tiptoeing around it very much because he was very open that he had been to these historical biblical places. He had been to where Jesus had prayed for 40 days and 40 nights. He was very open about he had gone and seen Galilee and all these things. But when we would talk about the Book of Mormon, he would be very much like, I personally have not historically looked into it. I don't feel comfortable speaking on it. But even at that time, as a true believing, deeply indoctrinated Mormon, I was like, he knows this is bullshit. He's
He
just not
didn't look
allowed to
into it
say
on
it.
purpose so that he could say, I'm not
I think
exactly
so.
sure.
Yeah, and
Plausible
keep his
deniability.
job. Yeah, and keep his job because, like you were saying, like people had asked him, how did he get a job as a non LDS individual, and he was very upfront with it. He was like, I base my my knowledge in historical doctrine. I allow you to read from the King James and introduce the JST or Joseph Smith translation for people who've never been Mormon. Joseph Smith had his own translation for certain verses that basically the Bible was misinterpreted, and it actually says this because it would then support Mormon doctrine. That's a whole big
It was
thing that
it
we
was only
really.
a couple of pages of verses. Like, it wasn't the whole
Yeah.
Bible, it was only a couple of pages, and it was basically Joseph
Yeah,
inserting himself into the Bible to say, like, there's gonna
correct.
be a guy in the latter
Named
days named
Joseph,
Joseph.
who will come and restore the priesthood. Yeah, like,
Right.
it's insane. So he would bring that up with necessary, but he said, like, I was hired due to my academia knowledge of, the Bible historically. And so that's all I wanted to say is like he himself worked with LDS people. You could tell he was trying very much to be respectful, but he never said anything about the Book of Mormon being true or being historically accurate or anything. And he was a really great guy. So, anyways, that was my story. Sorry if it was
Thank
long
you.
winded.
No, it wasn't. I thank you for sharing that because, that's the whole thing about Brigham Young University is that all of the professors have to be interviewed by somebody who is one of the general authorities of the church to make
Yep.
sure that they're going to toe the Mormon line. And there's been a crackdown in the last couple of years where it
Yeah.
used to be that it was just the professor, but now it's the professor and his wife,
Yes.
or if it's a female professor and her husband, who both have to be
Yep.
interviewed to say that they are going to adhere to the church's current stance on
Yep.
specifically LGBTQ issues and other things.
Yeah.
So it just like it's a whole mess right now of cabbage as far as I'm concerned. It reminds me
Yes.
of when the historical fact that Professor Umbridge took over at Hogwarts. Um,
Absolutely.
it,
Absolutely.
it's sort of
Yeah.
like getting rid of anybody who's not loyal to the Ministry of Magic. And here in this case,
Yeah.
it's getting rid of people who are not loyal to
Yeah.
the hard line of the LDS Church.
Well, that was one thing. I mean, I didn't mean to go down this rabbit hole. I really think at some point I would love to share my BYU experience, but that's not totally the place right now. um, one thing that did extremely bother me when I was there that I wrestled with constantly is I felt like these people were not necessarily the best for the position. I mean, I don't want to get into other issues. Never mind. I'll retract that. Um, well, what I was about to say, so I just didn't say it. But there were times I thought, what if there is someone better that was willing to teach and was denied the position because they weren't LDS or because they didn't want to adhere to those standards? And that was something I did think about a lot. And it kind of always bothered me. I thought, am I really getting the best education I could get?
Right. Yeah,
So,
because they do give priority to professors who are loyal to the
yeah,
LDS Church's narrative. And so are you
yeah,
really getting the best education? I mean, I would argue that you're getting an extremely narrow-minded, biased education.
100%. Like, that's why I
Because
said I would love to do a full episode on my BYU experience, because as I came out of it and into the real world and working, I realized how narrow-minded that education was.
yeah,
I was taught very specific Mormon agenda sort of ways to do business and to
right.
work in the field. And as I came out, I was like, whoa, there's a whole other side of this that I never knew about. And I don't want to say that BYU is not a good university. I do have a good education. It has taken me far in life, but
Yeah.
also, like, there is an extreme bias there that I wish more people would acknowledge and hope for one day that BYU will open that door a little bit more, because if they truly want us to have a higher education, they would want to have the best professors available, not just people who are card carrying temple recommend holders, because that is part of the interview. I had to go through the interview every single semester, and part of it is if you're a temple recommend holder or not. And if you are not, you have to sign a document saying that you are in a I'm like a PIP. What is that? A progress plan? I don't know.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? What is it in Mormonism? Basically, you have to say you are currently working with your bishop weekly or monthly, whatever the bishop has put in place, for you to get back on track, because they can kick you out. I
Yeah, but let's
know
be
because
clear though.
I
Let's be
had to
clear.
go and talk about that. Yes, go
Their
ahead.
their priority is not for you to get a good education. Their priority is to
No.
further indoctrinate you into the faith and to marry
Yeah.
your education with a faithful perspective on everything in the
Yes.
world. So even
Yeah.
my brother-in-law, who is a
Yeah.
professor of evolutionary biology at BYU, let that sink
I
in
didn't
for a
even
second.
know that was a major.
It
How did that get past them?
How did he get past his interview? But the way that he frames it is evolution is in the fossil record. You can't deny it. It is science.
Yeah.
It is fact. And so let's teach that
Yeah.
through a Mormon lens.
Yeah.
And that's all the university is about. It's about teaching everything through a Mormon lens. So is that really
Yeah.
an education or is it further indoctrination? I would argue it's the latter. I would argue that you're not
Yeah.
getting a good education in that environment because you're just being subjected to further indoctrination.
It's it's ridiculous. The reason I raised my hand is because I want to share this quickly, that
Please
even
do.
when I was there, they offered specific classes that you could go to for the business school. I'm sure they've expanded it now, but it was specifically for the business school that you would attend to learn how to react in business situations where you were offered alcohol. You not. They were actual classes. I forget what it was called. It was in the evening. You would come in like more formal attire, and it was presented as if it was like a dining experience. And you would learn how to interact in networking situations that offered alcohol or cigars or other things that they don't want you to imbibe in, and how to still make those connections and how to act around alcohol, because so many Mormons are weird around it. So,
Do you remember the
yeah.
famous story of the guy who was he was a general authority and he was a businessman and he kept getting invited to all of these cocktail parties and stuff and he would
Yeah.
always order milk
Yeah.
because he wanted people to know that he wasn't drinking alcohol. Like he did not even
Yeah.
want to have like a sparkling water because that would be the appearance of evil. So he would
The
order
appearance of
milk
evil.
just to,
Yep.
yeah, just to make sure that people knew. And it was like his peculiarity is what made him stand out to people and they respected him for his beliefs. I will tell you,
They did
very,
not.
very, very close family member of mine, who I will not name, always put on their resume that they were LDS, non-smoker, non-drinker. And I will tell you, there are many, many circles in which that carries a lot of weight. There are a lot of businesses who love to hire Mormons because they know that these people are conservative family values, that they don't drink, they don't smoke, and that they're going to, I don't know, be more
No,
compliant.
it's 100% true. I will, with my full chest, 10 tones down, tell everyone here, I absolutely know because it was confirmed to me later. There has been more than one job I received specifically because they saw BYU on my resume. And
Right.
so when I showed up, tattooed and everything, well, I usually wear a suit. So I'm wearing a jacket and they're covered. But I
Yeah.
have been very honest. Every time I've gone to an interview, I'm in a very conservative field. I am a financial advisor. Um, I tell them, if you have hired me or there are other LDS people working here, I am no longer practicing. If that bothers you, I understand. And I've been very upfront because I know that is something that people have seen and assume I'm extremely conservative. I'm in a very conservative field, full of, well, I think you can all
Yeah.
put it together. And I generally am not that way. And that's one of the reasons people both very much like me and dislike me. I am well aware I'm a very polarizing person because my knowledge does not necessarily always align with my values. I feel like I'm going off, but that is something I know for a fact people do enjoy when they see BYU. They assume like I am a conservative person and would be more in line with something they're looking for. I know for a fact, too, I have been hired because someone thought I was a quiet Mormon woman. And they were very surprised I needed a job or was applying for a job and thought I was doing it because I had gone through a horrific divorce or something. I was like, no. And so I hate to say it, but that is something that people look at as a woman and being, graduated from BYU. They assume I'm just going to come and be a quiet secretarial lady. I don't know. I feel like I'm going off, but anyways.
No, I mean there is definitely that feeling. There is the Mormon mafia idea of like,
Uh,
if you're Mormon,
yeah.
other Mormons only want to do business with other Mormons. They want to hire other Mormons. They want to work with other Mormons. If you are Mormon, there is a networking component that you get exposed to. But if you're a
Yes.
Mormon woman who is out there in the career space, they expect you to be a Mormon woman. They expect you to be quiet,
Yeah.
compliant, submissive. They expect you to
Demure.
be demure. They expect you to dress conservatively, to not make a
Yeah.
spectacle of yourself with your hair and makeup or your fashion. And they also expect you to just be quiet and take whatever it is that is
Compliant.
fed to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Compliance is a word that always stuck out to me because I hate to say this, but also I'm putting it out there. I have been told not once, not twice, but 3 separate times by LDS coworkers or employers that I was a non-compliant woman.
I feel like we need to have a t-shirt that says non-compliant woman.
Oh my
Um,
god,
I
yes, we do.
that was one of the ideas that I said was like difficult woman because yeah, I'm a difficult woman. I'm not going to sit there and let you
Yeah,
tell me what to do and how to
yeah,
behave and how to act and tell me that I'm not allowed to have a voice, I'm not allowed to speak up, I'm not
yeah,
like in my previous job which was, you know, I was the vice president of bullshit, but
yeah,
which I'll write a book about later. But I was often the only woman in a meeting with powerful men.
same.
Powerful
You know
meaning,
this. We've talked about
yes,
it. Yeah,
powerful men not meaning that they were smarter than me or not meaning that they, you know, had more influence than me, but they had more money than me. So there was that.
yeah. I'm like,
Um,
not always in my case, but yes.
right. But sometimes. But the thing is that many of those men devalued my opinion or my contribution because they were men.
Yeah.
And because they were in a space where they were used to being in meetings with only other men. And so me as a woman giving them pushback, even when it was factual, oh, that was considered to be offsides. That's uppity. Don't remember your
Yeah.
place. Like, like, who are
Yes.
you to tell me that I'm wrong about this thing? So anyway, a lot of that came out of Mormonism, and I'm allergic to it now.
Yes, I want to tell this quick story and then I will be done for real because this is going to get me all heated. But there there was a time. This was the one of the most recent times I was called a non-compliant woman. I was in a meeting where I had an equal or higher title than the majority of the room. But yet I was only one of 2 women in that room. And the lead of the meeting said, could someone take notes? And we all kind of looked. And then he said, so and so, which was another female in the room. And I said, why does she have to take notes? Like I said it right then. And I was like, so and so, who was male. I was like, they have the same position. Why doesn't he take notes? And well, I just feel like she'd be better at it. And I said, why? And I just sat there. And he said, wow. Okay, well, who would like to take notes? And the woman volunteered, and so she took notes. But when they came out and he said, "Wow, you truly just love being a non-compliant woman." And I said, "No, I just feel like an equal opportunity should have been given to everyone in the room." And I felt like she was being singled out when she actually had things to contribute to the meeting. So taking notes might have been difficult for her. And he said, "Well, you're difficult to me." And then we went our separate ways because I was like, I need to walk away. But anyways, that was a conversation. And there were multiple people in that room who were LDS, and I just bring that up because, like Megan was saying, it is something that we are just raised with so much that might happen in places even when there's not multiple LDS personages in the room. But I'm sure they walked away and was like, well, Kirsten's not Mormon anymore and she's just difficult and she's a feminist and blah, blah, blah. And I want to be like, I was like this even when I was Mormon. Okay. So
Right.
I don't know what to tell you.
She's difficult is like, it's in speak for she's not compliant and she's going to cause trouble, basically.
Yeah.
I do
Welcome
have
to
to
my
say
life.
there was one positive thing, and maybe more than one, but at my last job where I was frequently the only woman in the room, there was a man at the company who worked with us who
Yeah.
always made sure that if we had guests coming in and we were all meeting in the conference room together, he always made sure to offer people coffee or water or whatever so that I didn't have to be the one to go get it. And I really did appreciate that because he was like, I just want people to know that, like, it's just a polite thing to do to offer people something to drink. And I'm happy doing it. And she doesn't, just because she's the woman in the meeting doesn't mean that she is the one who has to do it. I appreciated that a lot. But
can I just tell a funny story? I'm sorry, I keep going.
Of course you can. We are, the family night is for all the stories. Funny story. Yeah.
At one of my offices, the receptionist was LDS. Sweetest little thing. I mean, could not be more conservative, straight laced, sweetest thing. It's one of those ones you just want to go, oh, honey, to some of the things that she said. Our garments episode is coming up. She was the one that asked me if I would come back to church if they had tank top garments. Spoiler alert, I would not. But
yeah.
Anyways, we had a client come in and she came running back and knocked on my door. I was like, yes. And she goes, our client asked for black coffee. Which one is black? And she had the coffee pots like all sitting there. And I was like, oh, honey, that means no cream or sugar. And she goes, but which one do I use? And I was like, it doesn't matter. It just means no cream or sugar. And she goes, but she said black. We don't have one called black coffee. And I was like, okay, just let me do it. But I was laughing so hard. This is why at BYU they have to have these classes.
It's the one, don't use the one with the orange top because that's decaf and ain't nobody
Right.
want decaf in the morning. So,
I
yeah,
was
just
laughing so hard. I was like, "Go back and ask them if they want a dark roast or a light roast." And she comes back, "They said dark roast and black." And I was like, "I got you." It was so funny. It's one of my favorite stories of all time because, especially if you know her, this is just a she's like a kitten, just so precious and sweet, and so, yeah, it was lovely. So,
You
anyways,
know, I love that. And also, I have to say, like, when I was out in the real world learning how to make coffee, like, that was a new thing for me. I did not know how to
yeah,
do it. I didn't know that there was a wrong way to do it. I was like, "You're putting it in a machine, so how wrong could it be?" But I also remember, like, seeing all these commercials from when I was younger that like, "Oh, this coffee is terrible." I'm like, "How do you screw up coffee?" Like, it's a machine. I did not realize that there is a right and wrong way to do it. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things that, Kirsten and I actually are working on a course, on an e-course of how to leave Mormonism or how to leave high demand religion and all the things
yeah.
that you need to learn and know how to do. Mainly, it's about like your own mind, but there are going to be some things in there like coffee, tea, alcohol, how to do all of these things because people don't know.
Finance, research.
Finance, yes, research, critical thinking, all that stuff. It's coming. We'll say more about it
Yeah.
later. But for right now, what I would like to
Trevor
do.
Larson, no, it is not. You're
What?
obviously not drinking it.
Oh.
Pop that up on the screen. Get out of here. It's okay.
It
Megan doesn't really like coffee either, but
well,
even when I was Mormon, I loved the smell of coffee. I had a coffee candle. Like, oh, so the first time I drank it, I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted. Like, it was
so,
like touching a part of my soul that I didn't know needed to be touched. I love it.
uh,
I love
that's really
coffee.
profound, and I love it.
Thank you.
I also have always loved the smell of coffee, but I never really liked the taste of it, but I would drink it from time to time. That's a rabbit hole for another time. But I have to say that once I realized that you could put cream and sugar in it, then I was like, "Oh, okay. This is more my speed." You know?
Oh,
I don't
I
like it
mm,
black. I can drink it black, but it's not my favorite. But I do have to say,
yeah.
like, I don't need very much coffee. Like, this much of a latte goes a really long way for me. So,
Oh, yeah, me too.
it took me a while to get used to it. And I have to say, like, it got a lot better once I realized that, like, I don't need, like, a ton of cream and sugar. I just need a little tiny bit, and that to
Megan,
me, that makes it feel better
do
to
you
me.
have, like, a French press or anything?
So,
'Cause I was gonna say there are like, things make a difference, and because of how
yes,
snobby you are with your alcohol, I
yes,
would not be surprised if you really loved, like, fresh ground French pressed coffee,
right,
you know,
and
with
I will say also, my Samuel is very much a coffee snob, and so
so
and he will only drinks black coffee,
wow.
and
I
so
mean,
I will
who
just
to
tell you
like?
the evolution of my morning beverage. When I was little, my parents used to always make us fresh hot chocolate, like, not the stuff from the packet, like, real cocoa
On the
powder,
stove.
real sugar
Yeah,
on the stove, whole milk, real vanilla, right?
yeah.
Every Saturday. And so for a long time as an adult, I drank hot chocolate every single day in South Texas, even when it was 100 degrees outside. I loved my little cup of hot chocolate in the morning.
On purpose?
But yes, on purpose. Loved it. But
Wow,
then in the early 2000s, I, like many people, decided to do the South Beach diet. And that is a no sugar
of course.
thing.
Yeah.
Because of course I did, because body shame, because my spouse at the time, that's a rabbit hole for another day. Anyway, at that time, I decided to switch to something called Creo, which is cocoa beans that are roasted and ground just like coffee, roasted, ground, and brewed just like coffee.
Is
And
it
so
any good?
I actually really enjoyed it, but I'm weird. So
Yeah.
I actually had a little coffee pot, but I would make Creo in it. So I would put my or my cocoa beans in there. It would be brewed just like coffee, and Samuel would call it my Mormon chocolate water. Back when I was Mormon. And I would drink that with no cream or sugar, and I loved it
Gross.
because it was just a little bit sweet, but it was cocoa beans. So it was
No.
like, if you can imagine, like, just the same way that coffee is roasted and ground and brewed, it was that, except cocoa beans, and I really loved it.
No.
And I did that for a very long time, for many, many years. And then, and cocoa has some caffeine to it. It's not as much as coffee, but there is some of that. So it took me a long time to switch over to like trying coffee, different kinds of coffee, everything like that. And then, it just got to the point where Samuel and I would get together almost every morning to have coffee. And so I would try different
Sure,
things. And I
coffee.
finally figured out a way that I actually enjoyed it. And now, I don't drink coffee every single morning, but I will do a latte with a double shot. And
Yeah.
I do like to have a little bit of cream and some kind of flavor
No.
like vanilla or caramel.
Megan, no, no. I reject your dislike of coffee. When you come to Las Vegas, we're going to go to some of the specialty coffee houses, which there are many. We're going to, you know what? This is great content. I'm going to take you on a coffee tour of
Ooh.
Vegas.
Oh,
And we're going to
okay.
go, we're going to try all the things. We're going to go to all the fancy places. We're going to spend an obscene amount of money on cups of coffee that will ruin you forever
I'm down.
because you're
I'm
going to
totally
love
down.
it. You're going to love it.
100%.
You're going to
As
go back
it
home and you'll be like,
monetized,
oh,
we will take coffee super chats. How does that sound?
I love that. Guys, I've always loved coffee. I drank it black for a while because I was poor and I couldn't afford cream and sugar. This is true. And so that's how I drink it. And then I started dating my husband. That sounded weird. I was dating a boyfriend who is now my husband. And I would spend the night and he would be so freaking cute and like make me a cup of coffee, but he likes more cream than coffee. And I was like, a milkshake in the morning. And it would like stun me, but he was my new boyfriend. So like I couldn't say that. And now I'm like used to it. So I have cream and sugar in it and delicious. I buy sugar-free syrups. We have an entire coffee bar at our house with like
Okay.
sugar-free syrups and different. We have sugar, we have Splenda, we have cane sugar, we have, all of the things. We have half and half and, we fancy pants. We got a little like little mixer and
Oh,
everything.
the
I pretty much
frother.
have Yes, I pretty much have everything besides an actual espresso machine, but I'm not against getting it, frankly.
I mean, I think you
Maybe one
should. It
day,
would be a good investment.
right?
Okay, before we go, I really do
Yes.
want to go to
Yes. I'm so
churchofjesuschrist.org.
sorry. We
You're
went
fine.
off, but at the same time, that's kind of how family night goes. People just start
Yes,
talking
it's
and
family
being
night. We're gonna
weird.
share stories. We're gonna share weird stories.
Wait, can
And
you pull up Peter's comment?
which one? He has so many.
The most recent
Oh,
one. Yes, it is so good, Peter. I love getting those. So
okay.
freaking good. I don't know how to say them right, or I would say it, but
Yeah,
oh my God, so good.
yeah. Nice. I will say, for those who are asking, that Samuel's favorite coffee is the Rutamaya Dark Roast that you can get at
Oh,
Costco. Fresh ground every single night. And
yeah.
he frequently will also do the Chemex pour over. And Valkyrie, you are not allowed on screen, ma'am. You get down.
Megan,
Okay.
I
You're right here.
I will commit to you right now. Here, put your hand out in the patriarchal grip. No, oh, sorry, I wasn't using my right hand. I commit to you, if you come to my house and you like French press coffee, I will buy you an R2D2 French press.
Okay,
And I
deal.
shit you not. Okay? Shake it
I
with the
have a
sign of the nail.
I have a God, Valkyrie. Okay, my dog just took that
She
as an
loves you.
opportunity to jump up here. And I love you too. I love you, but you know you're not allowed to be up here. Okay, please comply with the rules or we're going to have to go to cages. Do you want to go to your cage? She said no.
She's like, I never liked that cage.
Yes, I'm perfectly happy to try. I want to try all the things.
Yeah, we're gonna have so much fun. There's so many fun things to
Now,
do here.
all I have to say is it's not an
Yeah.
if, it's a when. We already have it
When?
planned. In fact, we should announce it right now because people aren't going to see our initiatory
Oh,
episode
for like 2
for
weeks.
2
Yeah.
weeks from now. Okay, so I'm going to say Kiki and I we took a big step in our relationship this last week.
We did.
We both bought a ticket to Thrive in St. George in February. And so the plan is for me to fly into Las Vegas and
Early.
hang out with Kirsten early. And then we're going to be at Thrive in
Yes.
St. George with merch ready to go for anybody who wants to
Mhm.
join us there. And I have to say, I went to Thrive in St. George last year. It was amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun. I met so many wonderful people. I got to go to the
Yeah.
Mountain Meadows site, which was sobering, but also just, it was a beautiful experience. So Thrive
Yeah.
is a conference that is for anybody who is
It is
wanting to.
not the MLM. I just want to
It's
say
not,
that 'cause there
yes,
is
it's not
an
an MLM.
MLM Thrive. No, this is in
Right.
like post Mormonism, post high demand religion conference. John DeLynn has spoken there. Natasha.
It's not Natasha
Ha-
Helfer.
yes,
It's
thank
for
you.
anybody who
Sam Young. Yeah,
wants community outside of religion.
right.
And so even if
Yeah.
you are religious but you're looking for community, it's a good place to go. And if you're
Yes.
here at family night, you're going to love Thrive because it's
Yeah.
very much a community of people who are trying to just find a group of
Yeah.
like-minded people. That's all it is. So never mows are allowed.
Absolutely.
Exmos, never mows. Basically anybody who wants to come and
Anybody.
find
Yeah.
community. If
I
you're
mean, let's
enjoying
be
this, you're gonna love
honest.
Thrive.
Like, yeah. I people who have left Mormonism or any high demand religion, I think would tell you outside of church, the community is so welcoming.
Yeah,
Honestly, like
it
we
is.
don't care. I say we because I include myself in that community.
Yeah,
We don't care where you're from, what you believe, as long as you're not actively trying to harm people. We welcome anyone with open arms. It's very much just like come learn, have community. There's a karaoke night like Saturday evening or something. It's
yeah,
cash bar, just having fun. And I mean, the karaoke night alone, if you want to hear Megan sing, I mean, it's basically a free concert for an amazing musician. So, I mean, besides your drinks. But I mean, we decided to do it because we both love it, but also we would love to see any of you guys
yeah.
to
We want to
just
do
really
an
continue to build that community in person.
Yeah, we want to
So,
do an ex-Mormons snark hangout. And it's
yeah.
also for like people who are still in the church who have a little bit of a more nuanced view of the church. I met lots
Yeah.
of people who were still in Mormonism at the last Thrive conference that I went to who just wanted to
Yeah.
connect with people who had a different spectrum of belief. So
Yeah.
it is a really healing space and you get to hear all of these speakers with all of these different experiences in Mormonism.
Yeah.
And it's just really fun to meet, other people who are, going through some of the same thought experiments and everything. So
Yeah.
in St. George, Utah, which is southern Utah in February. So it's not northern Utah. It's not going to be super, super cold. And it is the 22nd through the 24th of February. So I
Yeah.
think it's a Friday night, all day Saturday, and Sunday morning.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm planning
And
to
if
go to Vegas
anybody
a little bit
is
before that.
yes, I was going to say usually it's a little bit less expensive to fly into Vegas and drive to St. George. St. George does have a very small airport.
Yeah.
So if your city does fly into St. George, that's an option as well. Generally speaking, tickets into Las Vegas are usually less expensive just because we're such a touristy town. And then
Yeah.
you can easily like rent a vehicle or carpool together, however you want to do it. It's only about an hour, 15 hour and a half from Las
Yeah.
Vegas. So that's an option. The other airport you were saying, Megan, like you flew from was Salt Lake, but that's like a
Yeah.
5-hour drive. So
Yeah.
I would say,
Last time I flew
yeah,
into Salt Lake and drove down, it's like a 4-ish hour drive from Salt Lake to St. George. But I will also tell you, there's a limited number of tickets for Thrive, and they almost always
yeah,
sell out. So
yeah.
make sure that you go to the website that is Thrive 2026 for St. George. Because if you just look up Thrive St. George, you might get to one of the websites from one of the past years and they're like, we're sold out already.
Like I did.
Um,
Erin, I have to say that the Vegas airport really is a party in and of itself. Just so everyone knows, Mega Bucks at the airport hits all of the time. It's in the papers because everyone plays it. So if you want to gamble at the airport, as soon as you get off the plane, go to Mega Bucks. It hits all of the time, like very
yeah.
large amounts too. So I'm just saying, when we
Yeah.
drop off our kids or we fly out, we always go to Mega Bucks.
Yeah.
So-
So it's going to be super fun. We're going to try to get a table there so that we can have merch there. We're going to try to do a meet and greet just for Snarkians.
Megan, I just
Yes.
had a great idea. If anybody wants to fly into Vegas, we could even think about doing like a little meetup at like a local bar or something. It doesn't have to be on the strip.
Yeah.
If anybody goes like a
That'd be
day
fun.
early or something, that might be fun. I'm not saying
Yeah.
we're going to, but that's an idea if people wanted to, if they came like the night before or something.
We
It's
need
an
to do
idea.
we'll do a separate post about Thrive, just polling like who would be interested, who would like to fly into Vegas, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll do a post about
Yeah.
it and we'll
That would
figure
be
it out.
fun.
Yeah. Okay.
So- Now, Mormon.
To the
Mormon
nerdy
Zeniff.
stuff. Mormon Zeniff, because I didn't get to read it out of my book because I don't have one in my book. But
I'm sorry.
here is what is on the current churchofjesuschrist.org. I'm going to put this away so we can see this better. Oh, no. No. That's not what I wanted to do. Where's Zeniff?
I hate the olive trees. Get that out of here.
Oh my gosh, the
Okay,
olive trees.
can I just say I am upside down? I love that you call me Keeks because that is what my family calls me. And my very best friend in the entire world since middle school calls me Keeks. So whenever you say that, it's very endearing to me.
Love it.
So I appreciate that. I've always gone by Kiki, but like my very, very closest call me Keeks.
Oh, nice.
So,
I love it.
yeah. Anyways.
I'm going to start calling you that now. All right. So Mosiah and Zeniff. I say Zeniff. I don't know if it's Zeniff or Zeniff, but that's what I've always said, Zeniff. I don't know.
I do not recall what I said, honestly. I've probably used both. So I said what I said.
So this is the current Book of Mormon cartoon for kids. It says, the Nephites and Lamanites had many wars. One day, the Lord told a Nephite named Mosiah to leave the land of Nephi with anyone who would follow the Lord. Many Nephites obeyed the Lord and left with Mosiah. The Lord led them to a land that had people living in it. Okay. People living. Okay.
Sorry. I don't know. This is making me feel very like Trail of Tears or something. That's what it sounds like to me. I hate that.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So many Nephites obeyed the Lord and left with Mosiah. The Lord led them to a land that had people living in it already. They were called the people of Zarahemla. Zarahemla is an important city in the Book of Mormon.
It is. It's a very important one. Lots of wars there.
You would
fighting
think
over it.
that if there was an important city like this with lots of people living in it, that there would currently be archaeological evidence to support the fact that there was a city called Zarahemla, but nay, there is not. So the people of Zarahemla also came from Jerusalem long ago. What a coincidence. That's so weird. They had a shared trauma journey across the Pacific Ocean. They were happy
Yeah.
the Lord sent the Nephites with the brass plates. Mosiah's people joined the people of Zarahemla. All the people chose Mosiah as their king. He taught them about the Lord. The Nephites had been living in Zarahemla for some time when a large group went back to the land of Nephi. They were led by a Nephite named Zeniff,
Zeniff.
or Zeniff, or however you want to say it. Oh, look at this guy. He is evil. Look at how evil he looks.
He's not as evil in mine. He's just like chilling. Look at mine. He's just like, it's cool. Have a couple cities. Nobody cares. He's like, I got lots of land.
I'm sorry, Aaron Sook. Sometimes I have to say the Lord because there was a person in my circle who said,
Yes.
good Lord is what they said. So that's
sorry. That's
why.
just me and Megan say that now. Oh my Lord.
Good Lord. Valkyrie, shush. Love you. The Lamanites now lived in the land of Nephi. Nope, the people can't hear what I'm saying.
She's like, you do not love me. That is a lie.
She's like, if you loved me, you would let me go chase the skunk. I'm like, no.
He totally looks like an anime bad guy.
He does. He looks like he's about to summon the power of the wind. The Lamanites now lived in the land of Nephi. So Zeniff asked their king if his people could live there too. The king agreed, but he was like, yes, but you must pay me tribute.
Right.
Get down.
Yeah.
The king tricked Zeniff and his people. He let them live in the land of Nephi so he could take some of their food and animals later.
They took out the slavery part.
Yeah,
I want to point out.
Yep. Zeniff's people lived there in peace for years. They grew a lot of food and they had many animals. And then the Lamanites attacked and tried to take their food and animals. Look at their spears.
Rude.
Zeniff taught his people to trust the Lord. When the Lamanites came to fight them, Zeniff and his people prayed to the Lord. The Lord gave them strength and helped protect them. They were able to chase the Lamanites away.
I was going to say, it's like they all of a sudden got all sorts of superpowers. Right. Because they prayed to the Lord, and all of the sudden the yellow sun gave them power. So, well, they're all wearing capes again. Remember, we talked about this.
Look at this guy who's got his arm in a sling, but also has a sword. So he hurt himself, but he's still ready to fight.
He's like, I got this, guys. Just give me a sword and I got you. Get behind me. Get behind me.
The Lord blessed Zeniff and his people for their faith.
Oh, that's nice.
I think that's it. That might be it.
Oh, yours is like way less violent than mine. Remember? Mine was like, they had bows and arrows, swords and clubs. They went to fight the Lamanites.
Okay, so they didn't outright say it, but look at all the swords and spears they have here, and some of them have their tops off. You can always tell, like, when they take their shirts off, it's wartime, baby. Like,
they didn't talk about the women weaving, though.
No.
Wait.
They sure did not.
No. Wow. At least mine talks about the women spinning thread. I just had an epiphany. I wonder if they took that part out because people would be like, oh, because that's all the women do?
Yeah.
Maybe. Doesn't that sound very on brand? They're like, we don't want to piss off the feminists.
Yeah, I don't know.
You do know. Just say it. I know you don't want it on the internet, but...
I'm sure that they didn't want to piss off the feminists like that, but at the same time, do they really care? To be honest with you, like, that's why I'm a little bit conflicted about that, because
no, I think they do, because they're bleeding members and they know that.
That's true.
Why else would they change the temple ceremony? Like, I'm going to stand 10 toes on that, because I do feel like there are more and more things that they are trying to pacify the feminists. I really do. I mean, just the fact that they altered the temple ceremony that hadn't been changed for, what, almost 200 years? Now all of a sudden they don't have to submit to their husbands. What? Like, to me, that seems very like we need to pacify the feminists, because when
Yeah.
has that ever been true? Even in the Bible and everything, like, women are not a prominent figure. They don't have the priesthood. They're not speaking to God, at least as far as,
Yeah.
the Bible, even, and definitely the Book of Mormon. So I do think they're making very subtle changes to be like, I don't want to piss off the feminists or whatever, or the females that will get upset with this narrative, because then they might
Yeah.
talk their husbands into leaving, and the husbands are the ones that are going to pay the tithing. Like, you can't tell me that's
Oh my
not a
God.
thought. I mean, honest
No,
to
I
God,
agree with you.
that
I
I don't.
do.
I just don't think that's not a thought. Why would they have it here with the women sitting there sewing and making clothes, but not include it on there? Like, why here
Right.
and not?
I
That's all
agree
I'm
with
saying.
you. I do. I think that there is what's really interesting is that there's like a contingent of women who are hardcore, like, give us the priesthood. There's no reason not to. And then I
Mhm.
think is a larger group of women. I would say, I would argue the largest group of women in Mormonism that are like, it would be super cool if you would like at least give us some validation. And then
Yeah.
there's this really small group of women on the other side who are like, we don't need the priesthood. We don't want another responsibility. We already have enough to do. And they're
Well,
like,
I
we're
mean,
happy where we are. And so the
yeah.
changes to the temple ceremony appeal to the broadest group of women in the church who are like, if you throw us a bone, we will be appeased for a really long time, you know? And
I
so I think
agree.
that was it.
I do think that was a big part of the tank top garments. Excuse
I
me.
agree.
I
Yep.
do think they're giving them just enough that they'll stop bitching. I really do.
Just enough to
Uh,
shut them up for a minute.
The fact that they had hours and hours of lines of people standing there trying to get those garments, it's literally 4 inches of fabric cut, not even, it was maybe 2 inches of fabric cut off,
And to
and
me, I'm like,
it's
can you
life.
just not take your existing garments and just cut them up, like cut the sleeves off?
Yeah.
Just do that.
You are
And then you
not
don't
to
have to pay for
alter the
them.
garments. Nope, Megan,
That's
you are
true.
not to alter the
Yeah.
garment. That is something they tell you in the temple. You are not to alter it in any way. So they had to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
buy these, like, tank top ones, but it's to in my mind, it's just so stupid. Like, it's so stupid because, I mean, even going back to that story with sweet receptionist, I almost said her name. I don't wanna say that. Coming to me and being like, "They have tank top garments now. Is that gonna bring you back?" And, like, I didn't wear tank tops to work, obviously, I'm in finance, like, I wore suits almost every day. And I was like, if garments were my only problem, like, I probably wouldn't have left the church." Like, you know what I mean? But,
It
people
was
who are
one
true.
thing among many things.
So it's like, but something like that, making women feel like they have more of a choice now, feeling like, "Oh my gosh, I can wear this, I can change," making them feel like
God
they're
answered
being
our
heard.
prayers.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
all it takes to get them to be like, "Okay, I'm gonna stay." Like, if something I don't think something like that is gonna make someone leave, but it is one of those, like, little breadcrumbing that we've talked about just to keep
right.
you in there for, like, a little bit longer. Here's a
Yeah,
little thing. Let's give you, like, how abusive is that? We all know, well, maybe not all of us know, but abuse includes very small amounts of positive reinforcement or
right.
giving or love or
Breadcrumbing. It's breadcrumbing.
breadcrumbing.
It's love bombing.
Yes. Yes,
Well,
exactly. And it doesn't take very much when you're feeling super oppressed.
yeah,
But, especially when you don't know you're being oppressed. So just being like,
right.
"Okay, we're gonna give this to you, and now you can wear tank tops, you can wear something a little bit different, it's gonna feel better." To them, it's something huge and monumental and willing to stand in hours of lines to get this, when to us, it's like, if you wanna wear a tank top, wear a fucking tank top. Nobody cares.
Almost
I don't know.
patronizing. It is 100% patronizing to be like, "Oh, we're gonna give you this
Yes.
little breadcrumb right here to make you feel a little
Yeah.
bit better." By the way, just in case anybody thought that I was being super modest tonight, I'm just gonna tell you, no, I'm not being
Oh,
modest. Here are my
I
porn
am.
shoulders.
Look at my cleavage, though. And
Which is worse? Which is worse? Because your top is garment worthy. Your top
that
is regular
is
garment worthy,
true.
and
Mine
mine is not.
totally is.
Which is worse,
So,
porn shoulders or cleavage? Let's take a poll right now.
do you like,
I
I'm
wanna
like,
know.
which one, guy? Me
Oh
or
my gosh.
Megan? And this would totally fit the garments before the tank top edition.
It would.
It would. It
It
would.
would.
So,
Ugh.
why am I like this? I'm like, look at me. Because I had red wine and brandy. That's why.
No, it's because we were oppressed for 45 years of our lives. Yes, and I
Yeah.
agree with this. Both will send us to hell. So
Absolutely. I mean,
outer darkness or bust, because I don't want to be
hell,
in the celestial kingdom. I don't want to be eternally pregnant
no.
with spirit babies. So
What? I have to say, like, I've said this before and I'll say it 1,000 times, and maybe we should make a t-shirt about this. I really cannot wait to hang out with Freddie Mercury in Outer Darkness.
oh,
There is no
yes.
way that man is getting the celestial kingdom. And I just think of the concerts we're gonna have.
And
Think about it,
Prince.
Megan. And Prince.
Oh my gosh.
And
so
definitely
excited.
Stevie Nicks, whenever she dies, that cocaine bitch, she's gonna be down there. Am I allowed to say that word? Oh my God. We're gonna get
That's
demonetized
it.
and we're not even
getting blocked right now.
monetized.
Before we even got monetized. I do have to say though, I think before we went live tonight that we
Yeah.
only needed like 70 something hours.
Not
So-
even. I think it was like 24. Like we're really close.
Okay, so I guess everybody watching tonight, if everybody watches tonight, and then I think we're going to be monetized by the end of this episode.
Oh my
Kind of
God,
reminds me
do
of
you
Justin
think
Timberlake.
so?
I'll have you monetized by the end of this episode.
And then he blamed. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Good times. Oh, that's a funny BYU story because I was in fact a BYU student when that happened.
Really? Uh-oh.
I was.
I feel like
So-
that's a rabbit hole for another time. I feel like we should have a closing song and a closing prayer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like we're holding everybody hostage with our Mormon stories.
I am so
mean,
sorry. I think you're
No,
right.
it's okay. People are here because they want to be here. And yes, Jesse, we will
Maybe.
post when we get monetized. The very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to offer memberships.
Absolutely.
And we were going to do some members only song
Content.
parodies.
Yeah.
Because we will get copyright struck by the MFMC if we do it. The second thing that we're going to do is offer merch, and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have an Ex-Mormon Snark cozy sweatshirt. That's
Me
what I want.
too. We talked about this.
But-
I want to give you guys a sneak peek. I have sent some of these to Megan. I know Megan hates the song Love at Home. She has told me. And so I rewrote
hate
it.
it.
And
I really
because
do
I
hate
am not the singer that Megan is. I can play other instruments, but singing is not my forte. So the song is Love at Home. I changed the words to wine at home.
Is this our closing song?
Wine
I love it.
at home. Yeah, that's literally, I rewrote it to how we're happy when it's brunch and mimosas and when there's wine at home.
All the
So-
earth's a garden sweet. When
Except
there's
for
wine at
it's more
home.
like all the world is a bar so sweet when there's wine at home.
I love it.
So, I mean, that's just a taste for you guys. We can play the original song and then provide the words for our parody. And I
Yeah.
have been doing this for years, and I can't wait to share it with everybody. And Megan is a
Steve.
better singer than I am. So,
Well, by the way, Steve, we will have only poop-free brownies on our channel. And
Absolutely.
we are working on a cocktail list. It's going to be, you guys, I just, all the
Yeah.
things that we're working on right now, I just can't wait for it. It's going to be so much fun. It's
I
going to
mean,
be
just so
more
you
fun than
guys
anything I've
know,
ever done.
me and Megan had an over 3-hour business meeting on earlier last week.
Yes, we did. On
So
Thursday. Yeah.
yeah, it's on Thursday, and there was a lot of things that we are moving on, and we're moving quickly on. So thankfully, me and Megan are both very time sensitive, scheduled business women. I know it doesn't seem that way, but we are. And we're
We
like,
are.
we will get this done by then and this done by then. And we have our LLC, all of the things. So we are cooking with gas, so to speak.
Eleanor
Yeah.
Nelson, way ahead of you. Way, way ahead of you.
Hey,
It's coming.
absolutely.
Trevor
Absolutely.
Larson, I'm sorry, you can add your own if you want.
That's
And
true. Homemade. Homemade.
that's right. Yes, we will post the lyrics. You can sing along. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely.
Definitely you know what? There were no drinks in our business meeting. We were all business 100%. We had an
Oh my
agenda
God,
and
that's
everything.
true. We really did. I
Yeah.
took notes. It was a big
Yep.
deal.
I did too. I took notes. I had my assignments written down.
She
Um,
did. She was like, "These are the topics I need to cover." I'm like, "Awesome. Let's do this."
and we actually did cover all of those topics.
We did.
And we made decisions, and we also
Yep.
guys, this is a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited about it, honestly.
Me too. And guys, we decided on what we're doing for our merch. Megan already mocked up the designs. They were not AI generated, so don't get it twisted. These are
Should we
actual creative things from our
should
brains,
we
and I love
should we
them.
give a little sneak peek?
Did you
Should
drink
we?
enough wine? Mine is almost gone. I mean, I'm not opposed.
To be a
But all
fair,
the all those opposed, put a 2. And remember, if you oppose, we're gonna ask you about it.
all those in favor, please manifest it by the sign. We need to have
Oh,
better signs. We need to have better signs
then
than
this?
the MFMC. Yeah,
No?
because this is the
Okay.
lamest, like, generic sign.
But see, you can see my poison apple tattoo when I do that.
That's true.
So
I don't have enough
feel
tats. I only have one.
I told you,
Um,
you need to figure out what you're gonna do because my tattoo artist was at my house and she already has a slot whenever we want to do it. She's like, absolutely, both you
all
guys.
right. Well, you guys can put in the chat what you think my next tattoo should be
I
because
think
I've
we
been a
should
little
get
resistant to getting a
CTR
second one.
rings. We should get CTR rings on our middle finger.
I don't know about that.
I am just kidding. I would never. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Never.
So I do have some t-shirt designs here that we could look at.
Guys, we probably have like 30 designs on our list. Just so
We
you
do
know, we mocked
30.
up like 5. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Should I share the tab? I don't know if I should. I'm feeling like
You
I'm
might as
feeling a
well
little
because
bit.
we're probably going to have them ready by the end of the week for sure. Don't you think?
I think so.
Let's just show. Let's do a little sneak peek for the people that are here because there are ride or dies, you know?
That's true. They are.
All the
All
people
right.
that have been here have been our people since day one. So I see so many
That's true.
people in the chat that have always supported us since the get and been lovely and wonderful and make it for the reason we're still coming back every week. At least I am.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
So outer snarkness or bust. I forgot about that
That
one.
how? That's our TikTok, outer snarkness. If any of you guys want to follow us over
Yeah.
there.
We're at TikTok at outer snarkness.
Mhm.
And of course we're going to have a, just ex-Mormon snark, a little logo on the front, a big logo on the back.
Yes.
This is actually
Yeah.
one of my favorite ones. It's not going to be a black t-shirt. It's going to be a red t-shirt.
Correct. And a hat. I was like, we have to
And a
make a
hat.
hat.
Yeah, there's going to
Yeah.
be a trucker hat, of course. Make LDS Mormon again.
Victory for Satan, y'all.
It totally is a victory for Satan. This is
This
one of my
my
favorite
one. Yeah, me too. I'm gonna wear this one all the time.
International House of Handshakes, and the Moroni on the top is going to be pink.
He's gonna be pink because
Pink
we
Moroni.
don't care. He loves being pink.
Welcome to the ex-Mormon Snark We No Longer Care Club.
Yes. Did you get it? Don't scroll down. Did you show it? No.
I haven't
that
shown
one's
it
really
yet.
funny. Yeah.
This is our favorite. The Lord does not need your money. It's going to look a
Susan's
little bit
husband.
different than that. Susan's husband, definitely.
Yeah.
It's going to be more like this one.
The Lord does not need your money.
Thanks, Susan's husband. We appreciate that.
Correct.
And then another favorite, the We Do Not Care Club on the back. This will be on the back of the t-shirt. On the front, it's going to say Ex-Mormon Edition.
Correct.
Ex-Mormon Chapter. We're going to change it, right?
Chapter.
Ex-Mormon
Correct.
Chapter. Yeah.
Yes, because we are the ex-Mormon chapter of the We Do Not Care Club, and Melanie has approved our chapter, who was the
Really?
originator.
No way.
Yeah, did I tell you? Yeah, she sent me
You
a
did not
message
tell
and
me.
she was like, I was never Mormon, but I'm glad that you are happy with this. She does talk about religion on her own channel sometimes, but she has said, I'm glad that this is bringing you healing. I'm so happy that you guys have done this. Like, she's so freaking cute. And I just want to be her best friend. Like, I said what I said.
I love it. I love it. You know what?
This.
Maybe we should say
guys.
ex-Mormon Ward, the ex-Mormon Ward.
Yes, ex-Mormon Ward 666 or something.
I also kind of want to do one that says, like, you know how we never got called by our first names. It was always sister and our last name. So I was Sister Connor.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do Sister Does Not Care.
Oh, that's a good one, because the one I said was remember, I was like, let's have the name plaque, but put Sister Bitchinary.
Yes. I hope they call me on a bitchin'.
Yes.
We have so many fun ideas.
I'm not kidding when I say we probably have like 30 t-shirt ideas, and every day we're texting each other with more. So, I mean, I think we're probably going to do like ones that we have standard, maybe limited releases. You know, I've had some Christmas idea ones that I'm going back and forth because they are very derogatory. So, you know.
You know, think Samuel L. Jackson if he was an ex-Mormon.
Yeah. Those are my favorite words. I have to say, I got to see what you guys think, because in Mormonism, they say if you are attracted, or in the LGBTQ plus, or IA plus, excuse me, I don't want to be disrespectful. I have people in my family, that you are same-sex attracted. Like, they will not use those words. So I want to make one
they
that
will
says,
say you struggle with same-sex attraction.
Right. So I think we should have a shirt that says same-sex attracted and practicing, because they've even said it's okay if you're same-sex attracted as long as you're not practicing.
Right.
So I think we should have same-sex attracted and practicing. That's all I'm saying.
We have so many ideas.
So many. And there's going to be multiple things: hats, pins, stickers, you know, all different price points. If you can't afford it, we completely understand. We love all of you guys regardless. It's something that we just find really fun and want to offer you if you would like to. Just, you know, fly your freak flag a little bit with us, because I know I'm going to be wearing mine a lot. So
me too. Out and proud in the South Texas community.
Hell yes.
So, yeah, I'm excited for
too.
anybody who is going to be in the Southern Utah area in February. We would love to hang out with you. We're going to do a meet and greet, and we will also be there at Thrive with merch. Yeah, and just we're excited. Thank you for being here for family night on a Monday. we'll be here every Monday. This Thursday, what's coming out this
Yeah.
Thursday? Is it
Garments.
garments?
Garments.
Oh my gosh, you guys, our garment episode is going to be epic. Wait
It was
until
intense. It was
It
intense.
was intense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everything that you ever wanted to know about the Mormon magic underwear, and even a lot of things you probably didn't want to know.
I mean, I'll just be honest. I did the first edit. I had a really hard time. I had to walk away a couple times just because there was a lot of things in there I hadn't thought
It's
about in a
heavy.
very long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, I've been out over 10 years or about 10 years. Megan's been out a little bit shorter than I have, but
I've only been out for like 2 years.
but I do feel like you deconstructed a lot in a very healthy way before then. And I was
That's
like,
true.
I officially resigned before I fully deconstructed. Like I submitted my resignation because I was really freaking mad. And then I processed my deconstruction.
Yeah.
And so there are some things that, as me and Megan have talked about, as we bring things up, I feel like we're digging up things that I had completely put into a box. So when I did the first edit, there were things that I fully was like, I'm not ready to put this out on the internet, you know? And
Yeah.
so I am going to listen through it again and maybe change my mind, you know, and go through things. But this is an episode that I feel is very important. It was very difficult for both of us to record. I know I
Yeah.
had a trauma hangover after. I think you did as well.
Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, garments are a very important part to all members of the church. Even if you don't have a valid temple recommend, most people will still wear their garments.
Yeah.
And it's something that I feel like definitely needs to be talked about more just to understand what it is, but also to kind of understand why Mormons are so particular about it to not only any sort of ex-Mormon or non-Mormon community, but also to each other.
Yeah.
You know, and we definitely dig into that. So if you've had any questions at all about why garments are a thing, why they're a big deal, why anybody talks about them, I do feel like this will be a very good episode for anybody inside or outside the church to watch, just to have a little bit more understanding.
Yeah. I almost feel like we need to do a Q&A afterwards, like a live Q&A, because I'm sure that after our
Yeah.
episode, people will have a lot of questions. And it was really heavy for us to dig through because there's a lot of like body shame issues and modesty culture, purity culture stuff that we both unpacked. And I have to say, like, you're not wrong. Like after we did that episode, both of us had, you know, a trauma hangover. We really did. You know, there was a lot of heavy feelings that I had to process through after we recorded that episode. So it's a lot. But what I hope is that by shedding light on it, by helping other people understand it, you know, it's going to help some other people unpack some of their religious shame and religious trauma.
Absolutely.
I'm just hopeful that I'm just hopeful that it's going to help other people as well.
Yeah, because it's not just about garments. We talked a lot about religions putting specific symbols or things to remind you daily of your religion, and letting those go can be a very, very big deal and even traumatizing experience in some cases. So I do think a lot of people would be interested in it, not just for the magic underwear secrets aspect, but also you know, just really understanding why it's okay to feel a little bit traumatized when letting those symbols go.
Yeah. And I'm also going to tease Mormon underwear this week. The following week, we go into the temple to where we were instructed about how to wear the garment. And we went through the ceremony where they first gave us the garment.
Yeah.
And it's wild. It's wild. After like
guys,
after we finished recording it, so we try to record like a week ahead. So we recorded the garment episode last week. This week we recorded the going into the temple for the first time, the initiatory ceremony. And I have to say, after recording that, I was thinking about it afterwards, and I was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
like, did we went through that, and we
Yeah.
actually endured it and sat there through it and didn't say anything, even though it was
Yes.
incredibly toxic and horrible and weird. Spoiler alert, I was naked in the temple.
I was wondering if you were gonna give that
Yeah.
spoiler or not,
I'm gonna
but
give that spoiler alert. Yeah, so not
yeah,
this Thursday, but the following Thursday. But you really do need the magic
yeah.
underwear episode first to understand the next
And
thing that's
guys,
coming along.
and also just as a spoiler, if you've ever wondered exactly what it is, I do read the full ceremony. It's not super long, but it is very telling. So if you want to get super culty, if you
It
want
is
to understand
super
how
culty.
bad it is, yeah, I read the entire ceremony so you understand exactly what is said, and also it is extremely misogynistic. I said what I
Oh,
said.
what a shock. That is
I
so weird.
know.
Oh, weird. Nobody would have expected that. All right,
So there's
Kirsten,
that.
we are rapidly approaching the magic hour.
Oh my god. I'm
And
so
so
sorry, you guys, but I
you're
appreciate you
fine.
being here. I hope you guys have as much fun as we do. This is my favorite time when we record. We just have fun. Next week is a Benedict. Any people who are Mormon know this is an extremely, I would say, top 5 stories in
It's a
Mormonism.
top 5 story. If you want to know about somebody being
Yeah.
burned at the stake for their faith, that was a
Yep.
Benedict. It is a very, very
And
real story.
I will give you a sneak peek of my manual. Megan, can you see that picture?
Oh, I see it. There is smoke, and a
There's smoke.
Benedict is bent
There are
over.
flames.
There are
Yeah.
flames. Let me see what a
So,
Benedict looks like in my book, because I always saw him as like standing upright and just taking it.
well, this is also mine picture, but his burning picture is pretty bad. This one, I know he has the power of God, as you can see from the gleam. Oh my God, it's totally Joan of Arc. Do you
Yeah,
see Susan? I don't
Joan
know
of Arc,
who that is.
Game of Thrones.
It's totally
Yeah,
Joan of Arc. That's probably where he got the idea, to be honest.
yeah,
He's
totally.
like, I love that bitch. Put her in the Book of Mormon.
But no women, so make her a man.
Make her a man and make sure he's
100%.
old so it's not too sad.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I do have to say before we go, I am going to plug Mormon Stories podcast tonight. They
Yes.
did an episode. I don't know if it's still going, but Cara Burrell and John
Who
DeLynn
we love.
talking
Yeah.
about, yes, we love Cara Burrell. She's amazing. The Nuance Ho.
Yeah.
They did an episode on Tim Ballard where all the things are exposed. So I have to plug that episode. I was there for the first part of it and then had to come
Yep.
over here. I can't wait to go watch the rest. I can't recommend it highly enough. Cara Burrell
Yeah.
has done a deep dive on what a grifter Tim Ballard is.
Yes.
I have my own issues with Tim Ballard, but I just want to say that
Don't we all?
please go watch that episode. I'm so
Yep.
grateful that they covered that story tonight. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you all for being with us. I know this was a long one. We always have fun with you guys. I'm so excited to get that merch out. I expect some sort of announcement on merch this week. I hope you guys enjoy it. We are always open to ideas because this is a community. This isn't me and Megan in charge talking our heads off, even though it kind of is. It's not. So,
Well, it's your space too. And we care
yeah.
about your experience here. We want you to get the
Yep.
content that is going to be the best thing for you. I
Yep.
absolutely love these Monday nights. This is a
Me
great like
too.
decompress, steam release valve for me. I hope that it is for
Absolutely.
you guys too. But if there's something that you would like to see, we would love to accommodate you because we care
Yeah.
about you guys. We care about your experience. We want you to have what you need here too. And I love building this space with you guys where we can just have a place to relax and chill and be snarky.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. On that note, I think that was a perfect closing prayer.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah, my prayer is that everybody has what they need in this space and that you just let us know what you need in this space. And we're here to accommodate you because we love you guys. Thank you.
absolutely. Have a good night. Thank you guys for being here. We love you all.
See you again on Thursday
Thursday.
and next Monday too.